Good afternoon, groovy citizens, and happy Motivational Monday to each and every one of you. Welcome back to another car conversation. And if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to tap that bell so you don't miss any videos that I put out. And all of you, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up, okay? It helps my channel, it helps with the algorithm, and I truly, truly appreciate it. Plus, it costs you nothing. Now, if this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. Y'all know I missed you, right? Now, let's jump into today's car conversation. But before I do that, I just wanted to say the sun is out right now. It looks like a beautiful day. Actually, it is a beautiful day. Every day is a beautiful day. It's 48 degrees outside. However, and because when I say they, I'm talking about the weather station, they're saying that here in the DMV area, we are expected to have snow tomorrow, 5 to 6 inches. Now, the time frame for the snow to start keeps changing. First it said 1 o'clock, then it said earlier, so I'm not quite sure. All I know is they're calling for snow. And in a way, I'm kind of excited because I want to plug up my snow blower and use it again this year, okay? I was going to use it the last time it snowed, but one of my neighbors, bless his heart, came around and shoveled my driveway, so I didn't get a chance to use it. But I already have it sitting by the front door, so I'm going to break it out should the need arise. Now, and on Wednesday, they're calling for a wintry mix. So again, if you're in the DMV area and you know you need to go pick up a few items from the grocery store, please go now. Do it today. Do not wait till tomorrow because everybody will be in the store tomorrow. I am so thankful. And when I left church on yesterday, my sister and I, we went into the grocery store and all I needed really was, I wanted to get 2 more gallons of milk because I use lactate milk, but I use it with my Slim Fast meal replacements that I drink for my breakfast. And of course it takes 8 ounces of milk. So I'm using up more milk than I normally would. And so because of that, I like to always keep one that's open, but two, waiting in the wings since I tend to use it. Plus I eat cereal from time to time too. Now let's jump into today's video. Today's topic is, I'll be sharing 10 ways to respect yourself. I saw this video and Denzel Washington created this video and he gave some very, very, very valid points that I could not wait to share with each and every one of you. Number 1, he said, stop looking for who isn't looking for you. Come on, somebody. That'll preach right there. All we need to do is pass the collection plate, give the benediction, and go on home. Stop looking for people that are not looking for you. Too often, we find ourselves, and even if you're not doing it right now, you've done it before in your younger days. Come on now, because we all have. And you find yourself running after people that aren't looking for you. As young people say, what do they say? I'm not checking for you if you're not checking for me. We have to stop doing that. If someone has made it clear that they're not interested or they don't want you, baby, believe them. You might not be able to believe a lot of things that come out of people's mouths, but if somebody tells you they don't want you, you better believe it and keep it moving because somebody somewhere wants you. Number 2, stop begging. Stop begging people for anything. 1 thing's for certain, 2 things for sure. I serve a good God. I serve a big God who can do anything but fail. So I am not begging anybody for anything. If I ask you for something and you tell me no, or you don't want to do it, absolutely fine. Because trust and believe, I've already prayed about it. It may not come from you, but God is going to send it from another source. So I want you all to stop going out here begging people for stuff. You don't need to beg anybody for anything. You ask nicely, hopefully. And if the answer is no, leave it alone because God's going to send whatever it is that you need. Number 3, stop saying more than is necessary. Sometimes people can talk themselves out of a good thing because they say more than they actually need to say. So I just want to encourage you to stop saying more than you absolutely have to say. If somebody asks me, case in point, if somebody says to me, Michelle, I love those glasses you have on, and all I have to do is say, thank you. I know somebody that if you said, I like those glasses you have on, he has to say, oh, thank you, they're such and such, and I paid such and such. Who cares? They didn't ask you that. All they said was they like the glasses. Or if you said to him, I like those shoes. Oh, thank you. They're whatever the name brand is. And he has to tell you what he paid for it. And one day I had to say to him, stop doing that. You tell people too much. All they said was, I like what you had. They didn't say anything about how much you paid for it or where it even came from or what name is on that item. So we have to learn to stop telling people more than we need to. Number 4, when people disrespect you, confront them immediately. Now, here's a caveat to that, because sometimes people can disrespect us, and you know, and I know, that if you address it right then and there in that moment, honey, it's not going to come out well at all. It is not going to come out well at all, and we might end up going to blows. So sometimes you will, have to allow yourself to just do a woosah. Have a woosah moment where you can allow yourself to calm down and then address the situation. Because I promise you, if I handle it right then and there, it's not going to come out well. However, there will be times, depending on the setting, let me say that, in a professional setting, I have never, ever had a problem with addressing disrespect. And I make it very clear that I will not tolerate it. That goes back to, I've always talked about setting boundaries. That I set boundaries, and I make it very clear. Disrespect will not be tolerated. I will not bring it to you, so please don't bring it to my doorstep. So again, only you know the situation and the setting that you're in. But ultimately, I would say, and I do believe what Denzel says about addressing it, because if you don't, and you because some people like that, and that's just the way they are. Let me just say that's the way they are. They'll tell you they don't like confrontation, and so when they're disrespected, they just choose not to deal with it. I used to be that person, but what I found is that when I didn't deal with it, it just kept building, and it kept building, and it kept building, and then one day somebody said something that I didn't like, and baby, I just snapped. And then people look at you like, wow, what's wrong with you? Unfortunately, that's all that built up, pent up disrespect that I've tolerated over the years or over a certain period of time. And unfortunately, you just got the brunt of it. So I encourage people, address it as it happens. Number 5. Don't eat other people's food more than they eat yours. Now, when he said that, I was thinking to myself, I don't cook. Now, I tell people all the time that I'm a top chef. Do I cook? No. As a matter of fact, when I do my cooking videos, I give you a disclaimer. I don't cook, I can't cook, and I'm not interested in learning. And all of that is true about me. So when I first heard him say that, I thought, oh, okay, well, I'm probably going to always eat more of other people's cooking than my own because I don't cook. But then I thought about it again, and I wanted to put it in the context of, don't pour more into folks than they pour into you. And I know some of y'all saying, but Michelle, that's not the Christian way to do things. Maybe it isn't, maybe... Whoa, excuse me. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. However, and because I want you to stop pouring more into other people than they pour into you, unless that is your job. For me, as a life coach, I'm always going to find myself pouring more into others than they pour into me, and that's okay. However, outside of that arena, I'm not pouring more into people than they're giving back, because at that point, I'm just kind of wasting my time. Because if I can, pour into someone who's not a client, encourage them, motivate them, but then they don't do the same for me, I'm going to have to stop and look at you in a whole different light. So y'all stop giving your all to people that's not giving back to you. Number 6, reduce how you visit some people, especially if they don't reciprocate. Again, as I said before, pouring more into people than they're pouring into you. You need to be careful about visiting people. And when I say visit, I'm also talking about even picking up the phone and calling people. If they're not thinking about you, they don't come by to see you, they don't call to check on you, then you stop doing it for them all the time. Because that's a one-sided relationship, and who wants that? I know I don't. Number 7, invest in yourself. Make yourself happy. I cannot, excuse me, all my sinuses are bothering me. I cannot stress this enough, that you have got to invest in yourself. Some of you invest so much of your time, your money, your mind, your body, and your soul into other people, and you're just as unhappy as you can be. Start investing in you. See, one of the things, and I'm going to share this with you all, one of the things that I love to do to invest in myself is, if you know me, then you know, I'm a happy planner girl. I love my planner. And so I have a faith planner. I have a gratitude journal that I use. I have a classic size catch-all planner. I have a mini catch-all planner, but I have a fitness planner. And now I have a mood tracker planner. That's what I'm calling it. In fact, I just put that together yesterday because I love investing in me. And I shared all that with you all to say that that's an investment, because I have to buy planners, or I have to buy the happy notes. And what I love about, that's a whole nother video, but I keep my covers, even when I'm done, like this year's planner cover, oh my God, it's so gorgeous. So I would absolutely put that up, because it doesn't have a year on it. So I'll put that up and reuse it. But also what I love about Happy Planner is that you can turn the covers inside out and use the other side if you choose to. Again, I said all that to say, invest in yourself. I love Happy Planner, so I don't mind spending money on sticker books, on happy notes, on paper for my happy notes, on calendar spreads, all of that other good stuff. I don't mind. I invest in me because it makes me happy. As a matter of fact, I ordered some stuff from Happy Planner, and it's a pink happy notes book. And I ordered like 3 packs of pink paper to go in that pink book. Now, how I'm going to use it, I don't know. But guess what? It makes me happy. So invest in yourself any way you see fit that is legal, that makes you happy. If you enjoy traveling and that makes you happy, invest in yourself and go on and travel. You don't have to take long trips. You can just get in the car and take a trip that may take you a couple of hours to get there. Whatever it is that makes you happy, invest in yourself. Because if not, you'll find that you work and you work and you work, and all your money is going towards bills and other people, and you're not investing anything in yourself. I digress. Let me get back on script. Number 8, stop entertaining gossip about other people. And here's my own point. This is what Denzel said. Stop entertaining gossip about other people. I'm saying, especially if you don't know it to be true. So when somebody comes to you with gossip, I want you to sometimes it's good to listen, because y'all know as well as I do, we're not perfect people. Sometimes you listen. But if they're very adamant about what they're saying, I want you to ask them, how do you know this to be true and factual? Were you there? Because too often people like to gossip, but they weren't even there. So do you know it to be true and factual? And if I don't know it to be true and factual, I would just say, well, you know, I heard through the grapevine, or I don't know if you heard ABCXYZ, but don't speak it as if it's gospel if you weren't there to know whether or not it is true. Number 9, think before you talk. 80% of how people value you is what comes out of your mouth. I cannot stress that enough, you guys. I cannot stress that enough. Think before you open your mouth. Because here's the thing. You can be a wonderful person. You can have a big heart for God's people. But once you open your mouth and the words start to spill out, people are going to judge you. Why? Because that's all they have to go on. Especially if they don't know you. All they have to go on is what comes out of your mouth. So think before you speak, because people are judging you based on what you say. It's as simple as that. Now, should life be that way? Not necessarily. However, because it is. So think about what you're going to say before you say it. Because you don't want people... Now, I know, granted, most of you are saying, but Michelle, I really don't care. And you probably don't, and that's fine. However, and because, you know, in the work world, in the business world, in the world of content creation, it matters. And so you don't want to, and I get it, you can say, well, Michelle, this is my platform, I can say what I want to say. You absolutely can. But you can also start to push people away or make people not want to be bothered with you because of the things that you say out of your mouth. So just think about that. Number 10, last but not least, always look your best. Dress the way you should be addressed. Come on, somebody. Can I say that again? Always look your best. Dress the way you should be addressed. Now, I'm going to say this. Some of you might not like it, and that's all right. But, and you think, well, you know, I can dress any way I want to. This is me. I don't care what people think. Should you? No, because what people think about you really is none of your business. However, and because if you are going on a job interview, I hope not, are not going to show up with a crop top, a bonnet, and some booty shorts on. You're just not. And if you, I mean, you know what? I don't put anything past anybody, but I would like to think that you would not. When you're trying to get this executive position, you're not going to show up that way. You're going to show up in a nice suit, a nice dress, or skirt and blouse, and some heels or flats, because you want people to take you seriously. You want people to see you as the right person for that job. So you're going to show up the way you want people to see you. And unfortunately, if you show up in a bonnet, nothing wrong with a bonnet. I wear one to bed. I don't ever wear it. Well, I won't say that because I have wanted to go check my mail. I used to be at the point, y'all, where I wouldn't even wear to check my mail. Now, if I'm just coming out to check the mail, it's going to stay on my head, okay? But I digress. But you, again, you don't want to show up to that job trying to be in an executive position and you dress like, I'm going to leave that alone. But again, always look your best. Dress the way you should be addressed. People are going to address you the way you are dressed. Let me leave you with that thought. If you're dressed like a professional, they're going to talk to you like a professional. But if you're dressed like something that just walked out of the club, that's the way they're going to dress you. Again, it shouldn't be that way, but it is. Let me share this story with you really quickly, and I'm going to let you be. My sister, when she bought her house, her and my sister-in-law, they went shopping for furniture. And they walked into the furniture store. And there was, I think she said it was 2 guys and a lady. They were off, you know, just sitting around talking. And when she came in, when her and my sister-in-law came in, you know, they had on jeans or sweats, baseball cap. You know, it's the weekend. The 3 people that were talking looked at them and went on back to talking. Didn't acknowledge, didn't say good morning, good afternoon, go to hell, go to heaven, nothing. One guy looked at both of them, and regardless of how comfortable they were dressed, because it's a Saturday, and last I checked, going into the furniture store does not require me to put on my Sunday best. But the gentleman walked over and said, "Good afternoon, ladies. How may I help you?" And my sister, she said, I purposely said what I said loudly because I wanted the 3 that didn't acknowledge me to hear it. She said, "Well, I just bought a house and I'm here because I need to furnish it." And she did. She furnished her home from top to bottom. The 3 that did not acknowledge them because of the way they were dressed, they were looking like, oh, wow, dang, one of us could have had a sale. You chose to discredit them because they came into a furniture store, and I guess, I'm assuming, you assumed, oh, they don't have no money, they ain't buying nothing, or maybe they're buying a little something that wouldn't give them much commission, I guess, if they make commission. But that one gentleman didn't care how they were dressed. He wanted to help them anyway. And guess what? Like my sister said, he made a great commission that day. So again, I said all of that to say that even though Denzel says to dress the way you want to be addressed, also remember that we should not make assumptions about people based on how they're dressed, because you don't know them. You don't know their backstory. You might be entertaining an angel. Come on now. Y'all know y'all heard that saying before, and you downplay it because they're not dressed the way you think they should dress. So also keep that in mind. All right, listen, you guys, that's it. That's all I have. Thank you so much for giving me just a few minutes to speak life into you, to encourage you, to motivate you, to, as Denzel said, Lord, I dropped my notes. Good grief. Hold on. I cannot believe I didn't just drop my notes, y'all. Whew. Oh, I know what it was. As Denzel said, to basically, he was talking about being respected. Okay, so hopefully something I shared with you resonates with you and helps you as you move throughout your daily life to make people respect you, but also give them something to want to respect. Having said that, thank you, and thank you. I love you all to the moon and back, and there is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. So again, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Go out there, enjoy the rest of this Monday. Do whatever you have to do if you're in the DMV area to prepare for this wintry weather we have coming up the next couple of days. Be safe, be careful. I love you all, and we'll get together and do it all again soon.